What's going on, YouTube? Apache here, bringing you yet another video. I woke up early today to make this video, and this happens. This happens at least once every 2 days. At least. Like, I woke up early for this, man. Thunderheart. Okay, so finally the servers came back up and I got this gameplay for you guys. However, this game was pretty obnoxious. Every engagement I get into, it's so awkward the way kids in this lobby were. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be lying if I'd said that it didn't put me in somewhat of a bad mood. For some reason, some guy was just crouching in a doorway with a silenced gun. I walk past him. He ends up ending my streak, whatever streak I was on. So I'm not going to lie, man, this game was pretty frustrating to get. And then I wake up to down servers. So, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about Infinite Warfare and Call of Duty Remastered. I wanted to talk about them both and fit them into one video. And not only touch on if you haven't had the game explained to you yet, but kind of give you guys what I'm thinking in terms of what we can expect and how the game will stack up in the test of time against not only previous Call of Duties like this one, and then the future Call of Duties that we've yet to see, and like how will it stack up against the broader picture of Call of Duty. You know, the game isn't too much different than Black Ops 3. It's almost like Black Ops 3 if it was made by Infinite Warfare and with the futuristic touch. Of course, we're going through the futuristic phase of Call of Duty. I actually heard just the other day that a few people were kind of predicting that Call of Duty will eventually go back to either present or past times in about another year or two. I don't know if I believe that. I wouldn't mind it, to be honest with you. I kind of miss the present. I feel like I've been in the future for a pretty long time now. I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate futuristic Call of Duties. I'm not like a Call of Duty protester, COD is dead guy, but at the same time, I do miss playing with guns and things that actually exist or did exist at some point in history. And if I do happen to say anything positive about the game, which there's plenty to say positive about, I'm not trying to come off, or I don't want to seem or be looked at like I'm trying to win favoritism from any developer or anything like that. And Activision doesn't really pay people for their opinion anyways. The most that I've seen them do is pay for people's trips to go out there and play. Now, either way, that doesn't matter to me. I'm always going to give my 100% honest opinion and not be swayed by anything other than the actual game in and of itself. So with that said, if anybody tells you at this point, right in this moment, that you should undoubtedly go buy Infinite Warfare or Modern Warfare Remastered, then their credibility is not that well, because even the guys who got flown out to play at COD4, I mean, they got to play it for only a small amount of time in the bigger scale of things. So you can't really take anybody's word 100% serious right now. It's all just opinions until, if you do get the game, you can play it for a week or two and find out for yourself. I think, especially with any new Call of Duty, you're just excited to play a new Call of Duty, and then after that goes away, that feeling of playing a new Call of Duty, after that subsides, that's when you really get to criticize the game and find out whether it's something that's going to stand up against previous Call of Duties and new Call of Duties. But I will admit that it was a very smart move by Infinity Ward to kind of take from what Black Ops 3 did right. They didn't just wipe the slate clean and say, we're going to do it in the Infinity Ward way, which is usually the way Infinity Ward works. They didn't make a Ghost 2. They made almost a different version of Black Ops 3 that has that Ghost-esque look to it, feel to it, but also involves the movement that Black Ops 3 had. From what I hear, it's extremely similar. And another thing that I'm not that mad about is not only are they putting out a boots on the ground remake Call of Duty this year, but the Infinite Warfare, the new installment, is also not as jetpacky as it has been. I mean, even pro players have even said, some are really vocal about it, others not so much, that they wouldn't mind being more boots on the ground, but jetpacking isn't that bad. So if it could be nerfed down even a little bit more, it'd be better. And that's what I think this game has done. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look like wall runs are used in any lethal way like they are in Black Ops 3. I mean, you can wall run almost everywhere on a map and just kind of get in these weird vantage points that nobody really looks at. I mean, if the hard point's in the center of the map, you're not focusing on, oh, is somebody 20 feet up in the air wall running on something already looking at me? This game, it really does seem like, and I've watched maybe 3 or 4 hours of gameplay. I haven't got my hands on it yet, so this is all just my opinion, like I said before. But, it really seems like the wall runs in this game are used to maneuver yourself around the map more than it has been for Black Ops 3, where it can be used to kind of catch somebody off guard. And the same goes for jumping around in this game. It seems like your character's heavier. It seems like your character probably weighs the same but has less thrust to jump up in the air. So yes, it still does exist, but nowhere near to the extent that it did in Advanced Warfare and even Black Ops 3. But with all of the positives, there always comes the negatives and the things that are concerning me extremely early, even before I get my hands on the game. And that would be, firstly, gun variants. Terrible idea. I don't understand. They were doing so well by just taking a lot of ideas that went well in Black Ops 3 and implementing them into a new game. And they just had to go and take gun variants from Advanced Warfare. That was one of the things that the community was most vocal about, saying that they didn't like, and they just put it right back in the game. And I honestly don't want to do anything to feel like I'm paying to win. It was never fun knowing that somebody spent 10, 20, 30, and just disgusting amount of money to get a better gun and outclass you. I mean, just certain guns in Call of Duty can't compare to one another. I mean, if you take a Weevil at long range, it's not going to stack up against a Man-O-War. It's just a different gun. And let's say if you get a gun and you have the Weevil, but if you upgrade it, it would be as good as the Man-O-War at long range, because that person spent $30. That in and of itself doesn't make the game as competitive. I also feel like from just watching gameplay, they're going to have to tone down the rate at which you get your specialist. I feel like you get it way too fast, or your payout, your ability in the game, whatever you want to call it. Just like they did in Black Ops 3. In the beginning of Black Ops 3, they had to keep nerfing the time that you got your specialist ability until they found like this happy medium and found something that everybody was kind of agreeing on. I feel like they're going to have to do the same thing for Infinite Warfare, even if it doesn't happen off the start of the game. I feel like the beta that's coming out October 14th is pretty much going to help in that department. They're going to get a lot of criticism, a lot of people pissed off about certain things. I just hope that when they do this beta, that they're actually listening. And in terms of Modern Warfare Remastered, I feel like this is almost a game that I feel like people are almost bashing it a little too hard. Like, even though, yes, the Deagle doesn't sound good, the Barrett 50 doesn't sound good anymore. I mean, I don't know why they didn't just use the same audio for both of those weapons or whatever. I couldn't tell you. I don't design video games. But, and also the kill medals, I'm not a big fan of that being in Modern Warfare Remastered. But, you know, this is the game. I'm just excited to play that game because that was the game that made me fall in love with Call of Duty. That was the game that I used to come home every day, get on, and just play for hours on end. It's what got me into Call of Duty in the first place. So I feel like, yes, there is things about that game that they could have fixed or easily critiqued. But at the same time, I mean, I'm not going to hold it to the same critical standard that I am Infinite Warfare, which is the new game that's coming out. I mean, I kind of, like I said, I hold Modern Warfare Remastered to a little bit lesser of a serious degree and more of just the nostalgia of being able to play my favorite Call of Duty of all time. But that doesn't mean that they don't have the pressure of getting it right. Like, they better get that game right, because if not, a lot of people are going to be pretty upset, including myself. However, from what I've seen, it does look like it's going to be a pretty good game in and of itself. Even if it stood by itself, I would still get that game. Anyways, guys, I left all of my social media links in the description below, being my Twitter and my live stream at Twitch TV. If you want to go check that out, I'd highly appreciate that, as well as if you want to like the video, subscribe, I'd highly appreciate that as well, but that's totally up to you. And with that said, I will see you guys later.